Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to I Guess It's Just Me, hosted by Liam David Kilker. What is up, everybody? My name is Liam David Kilker, and welcome to I Guess It's Just Me, because it's just me here in Orlando, Florida. Look at the city. It is beautiful behind us. That's actually Universal. I love my apartment because it has just such beautiful scenery, especially for videos like this where I love getting stuff in the background and getting some cool shots. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we have a great episode. It is Christmas Eve, baby. Happy holidays to everybody who is celebrating Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Christmas, any celebration. Happy celebration to you. It's a great time of year, and I would love to talk about a lot of things right now because this episode is fight full. It is jam-packed with a bunch of fight information because if you did not know, Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua was this past weekend, and I had the absolute blessing of being there live. And we're going to talk about Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. We're going to talk about the appearances, interviews that I got on my vlog. And, of course, we're going to talk about the confrontation between me and Jack Doherty. And then we're going to talk about New Year's, new me, and new opportunities. So, guys, sit down, relax, and let's get into the episode. So, Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul ended in a beautiful knockout in the 6th round by, of course, we all saw it coming, the UK reigning king, Anthony AJ Joshua. Guys, so much happened. This fight was such a surreal experience because you don't expect somebody like Jake Paul to go up against somebody like Anthony Joshua, a crossover influencer boxer who's been doing it for almost 8 years, and then you have Anthony Joshua, who's been doing it his whole life, an Olympic gold medalist, crossover. He is an undisputed champion, former undisputed IBF, WBC, and WBO champion. You know, he has had titles on top of titles, and now he's facing Jake Paul, who he is easily 6 inches taller than, and almost 20 pounds heavier than. You don't expect that in boxing, but we got it. It was a sanctioned fight in Miami, Florida, and it ended with a beautiful knockout. I want to talk about the strategies here, because if you look at Jake Paul's strategy and you look at Anthony Joshua's strategy and you dissect them, you understand the outcome of the fight. And now we could all look at it as just a bigger guy versus a little guy and a bigger guy winning, or a more experienced guy winning. But Jake Paul was not ready for Anthony Joshua. He was prepared for an Anthony Joshua that he thought was going to be stagnant, that he thought was going to be different. He thought Joshua cutting the weight was going to make him fatigued. If anything, it made him better. So I think Jake Paul's plan kind of blew up in his face a little bit. And he started by doing a lot of running, just trying to survive the round because he knew if he survived on points, he wasn't looking for a knockout. Yeah, a knockout would have been great. It would have been a miracle in Miami. But that's not what he was looking for. What he was looking for was a win either on the points or Anthony Joshua losing on the points. He just did not want to get knocked out. And he was running around the ring, keeping that distance, and every time that Anthony Joshua would clinch him up, he'd take a knee. Now, I think that's brilliant because if you understand how Jake says it, when you're boxing somebody bigger than you, and I've done this before, I've been in training at Johan's Gym in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I've also done MMA at MMA Marquise, Marquise's gym. You notice that when you are facing somebody bigger than you and you go to clinch up, they are going to drop their whole weight on you. They are going to put every ounce of pounds on you because they know it's going to take more energy and effort for you to push them off of you than just, staying there. So what Jake did is he just took a knee because you're not going to put your weight on me. And that's why there was so many, casualties and Anthony Joshua falling on Jake Paul's nuts. Literally, that was funny because he literally screamed his head off when it happened. But that was Jake's strategy. He was going to try to keep that distance. I just don't think he understood how good Anthony Joshua was. Like, if this was Anthony Ruiz, if this was literally anybody else, I think Jake would have gotten the win. But this is the top 3 heavyweight in the world. It goes him, Dubois, and Usyk. This is the top 3 heavyweights in the world. Of course he didn't win. And I didn't add Fury because technically he's retired. But Yeah, and I honestly liked Anthony Joshua's strategy. Anthony Joshua's strategy was go in, create a ruckus, keep on him, keep on him, keep on him, keep on him, pump that jab, pump that jab, pump that jab, you know. And he took his soul from him. He talked about it. He took his soul. He took every ounce of energy out of that man. Jake looked defeated before the friggin' knockout punch happened. His hands were down. He was looking up at the clock. He was looking up at his coaches. Like, he just did not look like he wanted to be there in the end. And much respect to both fighters. What an amazing night. What an amazing knockout. And rest up. Jake's jaw is broken. It's broke. And I want to talk about something that Antonio Tarver said on the vlog. I asked him a question, a very important question. What does Jake need to do in this fight? In his following fights, if he does come back to boxing. And he said, pick him right, and learn. Learn from this experience. You know, I think Jake is an absolutely skilled boxer. You know, if you do something for 8 years nonstop consecutively, you're going to get good at it. And I think Jake needs to just take some time, learn, and realize what happened. Now, not only did that happen in the night, but Tyron Woodley versus Anderson Silva happened. Two insane fighters in the UFC in their own right with their own legacies faced each other in a boxing match. I think that's very sorry. There's a plane over there, and it caught my eye. ADHD, man, it sucks. It caught, like, that was insane. Standing there and having not only Anderson Silva come out, and then Tyron Woodley come out. And Tyron Woodley took this fight on a 2 weeks' notice. That's incredible. The shape that he was in, and, you know, that's hard for a boxer to start a camp 2 weeks out. Think about how fast 2 weeks is. Boom, you're already at the fight. And then, you know, no wonder why he got dropped. You know, but much respect to Tyron Woodley. Much respect to Silva. Love Silva. Gosh, man, what a nice guy. What a sweet guy. I never got to meet him, but very sweet, very sweet. But now, let's talk about my experience of the night. What an electric energy. I was the first one to leave. I was the first one to go, first one to get there, last one to leave. My first interview of the night. It opens the vlog. MMA Hour host, Ariel Helwani. Somebody that I met at the Jake Paul fights prior. Me and him had a conversation about that. You know, stepping into this industry of sports entertainment and kind of just walking in like nobody denied me. Everybody was very kind. Like, people started asking me, random people that I was sitting around, who are you? What do you do? Like, who is this kid? Because I showed up in my tux, everything. I was like, what makes you so, like, why are you, like, what are you here? Are you an investor? Are you a part of business? Are you somebody's son? Are you a senator? Are you a part of, like, they were all rustling their head, and I just kept on giving them the same answers. Like, man, I'm just here. I'm here to interview. I'm here with my brother's company. Send.bio. You know, I dropped that, and then I gave them a little spiel on what that company was, and I'll get to that at the end of the video. But, yeah, like, I let them know. You know, and everybody, let me give a long list and my props to them because this is amazing. They did not have to do this. Ashton Hall, Antonio Tarver, Manager Jeff, Logan Paul's manager, Lil Man Jay, Mojo, Get Hype, former WWE superstar, Titus O'Neil, former WWE superstar, Ariel Helwani, host of MMA Hour, 6ix9ine got a little clip of the video. And of course, the knockout artist of the night, Anthony Joshua fist pumped me, gave me a look. Gave me my time of day. That's enough for him, man. You know, he had a fight. I don't expect him to sit and stay. But these experiences that I am so blessed to have, because I absolutely think it is luck. It is not at all like, it was luck. It was. I just showed up and prayed that I got somebody on my camera. You know? Like, I didn't expect it. I just prayed that it would happen. And when you get sent to do a job, and you get sent and you have this feeling in your soul that it's going to happen, you know, you walk as if it's already done. And that's what I do. I do things as if they're already done. If I really want to do something, it's already something that's done in my mind. Nobody can stop me from doing it. So if anybody asks me, what are you doing? Well, I'm going to go do this. Is it a guarantee? No, but it's already done in my head. And I think that's why the outcome of the night for me was just so great. And last, and definitely least, Jack Doherty. Man, whew. I'm going to give you a background story on this. Me and my cousins are very big in the influencer boxing world, very big into that influencer vlog life, that stuff. And my cousins would always ask me, because influencer boxing was a thing, who would you want to box? and this was before he was mildly controversial. This was kind of just always something on my mind. Jack Doherty. Jack Doherty was the guy in my head that I was like, if I'm ever going to get a chance to scrap and squabble up with somebody, it's going to be him. And seeing him in person and having, first of all, the balls of myself to walk up to him and go, I'm going to kill you. Like, you'd be Jake in this fight. Mind you, this was probably around the 5th round, so Jake was definitely losing. And Jack was like, nah, man, nah. We'll both be on the floor. And yes, I was being nice. And if you ever come across this, because I know we have mutual friends, Jack, and I know you definitely see this at some point, I'd kill you. And I said it. If we were ever going to get in a ring, I would lay you out on the canvas. I would play ping pong with your brain in your skull. I would crush your face with this part of my hand, and before it falls, I'd push it backwards with this part of my hand. I would hurt you, Jack. And I want to get you in a ring, and I want to get you in a place where you feel comfortable. Because, I don't want to get arrested. That's not nice. I don't like that. I care about my legacy. I care about how people perceive me. You don't. You're irresponsible. You're reckless. And at the end of the day, man, like, I just want to knock you out so the clout that you have just disappears. Because the fact that you're so platformed, somebody who is as disrespectful and arrogant as you are, so ego-driven, I know I could beat you. It's already done. The great words of Anthony Joshua, and I feel like I should say this because, he's had a track record with these things. It's already written. It is already written, and I'm going to beat you. But until that happens, I have to make a couple statements. So I will get back to that in a later video in the future because I got something that I'm working on, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. But yes, that fight was insane. I had amazing moments. Jack Doherty can go places, in the words of The Rock, off is the direction you can go. And now, let's talk about some lighter things. New Year's, baby. New year, new me. I say that every year, and it's so true. Because you look at a year, and it doesn't look that long because it feels like it goes by like this, but it also feels really long when you're in it. I have had so much change. I was watching my videos from a while ago, and I was like, damn, that wasn't that long ago. But it feels like it was that long. Maybe that's because I don't post. But that's also because, in time, I look at myself, the person that I was in that video is definitely not the person I see now. And I'll look back at a video now and see the person that I don't even know. And I had a lot of changes this year. Some good, some bad. I made a lot of mistakes, but I've also made a lot of wins. And I've took a lot of things that definitely didn't go my way, and I made them go my way. And I just built them up. And that's what you have to do. At the end of the day, that is what you have to do, is just lock in and know, trust the process. I don't know what your spiritual beliefs are, but trust God, honestly, because that's what I've been doing. In my good, in my bad, and sometimes it's hard. You got to put yourself in a place of just mental checking and be like, no, you're going to be fine. Trust God. And so moving through this year, I make sure that I'm going to stay on it. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to make bigger strides. And maybe that might not be more eyes on me. Maybe that will mean I'm a little silent and more personal strides. But I'm going to continue to make strides in my industry. Sports entertainment, acting, boxing, YouTube. I am a jack of all trades because I want to. Because I want to be faceted as the overall greatest entertainer. And I know that's not going to take a lot. I know it's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of preparation. It's going to take a lot of thought. But I'm willing to take risks. And that's what 2026 is about. It's about taking risks. And I think the first thing that I do in the new year is definitely going to take risks. And you'll figure out that later. You'll figure out about that later. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the vlog. My name was Liam David Kilker. Thank you so much for coming out. Whew. We talked a lot about a lot, and we did a lot. And I hope you guys have a blessed holidays. And thank you so much for watching the video. Peace! Thank you for watching I Guess It's Just Me. Make sure you check out Scent.bio to customize your way of networking to the most authentic version of you. Have a great holiday season.